All right, town manager report.
Okay. All right, so I was going to talk about the planning MBTA event last evening, but that was announced. I just want to add a few more details to that. So there is, again, the discussion, the session tomorrow morning at 9:30 at the Adult Activity Center. The planning board is currently considering 4 different options for zoning, and so they are going to be meeting on June 23rd, which is next Monday, to decide which plan they're going forward with. I think it's important, if folks really feel a certain way about a particular plan or not, that they do provide that feedback, because once the planning board commits to a plan, the consultant is only going to draft the bylaw around that plan. So once we get to town meeting in the fall, it's really an up or down vote, not a this or that vote. Paving has been completed on Malpas Road and Eastern Avenue. Paving the Reservoir Road, the small section was milled, and paving is scheduled for next week. Departments are actively working on closing out their FY25 accounts and requesting necessary encumbrances. I do want to point out that the financial offices, although the fiscal year closes June 30, they remain incredibly busy throughout the summer months closing everything out. So just if folks are relying on the finance director for information, just be mindful that it might take a little bit of time, because his top priority is closing out FY25. At the last meeting of the Select Board, I informed the board that the town had received notification that the owners of 222 West Townsend Road are intending to sell their property, which is in Chapter 61B status, recreational land, and that we had sent out notification to various boards for input. I've actually received a lot of that input back already, but town council deemed the notice insufficient. So they are going to, I did talk to the realtor who's working with the family. They're going to be resubmitting in the next couple weeks or so. I will be reaching out back to those boards. I don't think they're going to need another vote unless things change substantially, but just a little update on that. Last week, I held a training for staff on records retention and destruction. The training was held primarily because staff is working on cleaning out all of the 3 rooms of documents at TC Passios. Staff was provided on information on how to review and purge their records in accordance with state law. And tomorrow, the finance director is holding an accounts payable training for all staff that processes payables. We are planning on having more of these types of things regularly and making them available to employees going forward. I think training is great, and I can't say enough good things about training. The Adult Activity Center Director and the Fire Chief met last week to discuss the SAN for Seniors program. Folks may recall this came up in the winter when the grant funds ran out and we weren't able to continue providing buckets. So they are going to be kind of re-promoting the program, putting a flyer together that discusses the intent of the program, advertise it in the fall. And just as a reminder, the SAN for Seniors program is a program for Lunenburg residents aged 60 or older who are frail, or disabled residents who may be under 60 that find it difficult to transport buckets of sand. It is under the SAFE grant program, so the fire department also uses it as an opportunity to just check out the basic safety of folks' homes when they deliver them. But this is not a program for able-bodied folks who want delivery, nor is it a program under which we clear your snow. So just to be clear on that, it's a program which we provide buckets of sand to the house. But even though it's warm and we're just starting summer, we're already starting to think about winter and the sand. Town offices are going to be closed on Thursday, June 19th, in recognition of Juneteenth. For project updates, no updates of significance this week. Departments are really transitioning out of current projects and prepping for their FY26 capital projects. The administrative assistant for planning position and offer was just accepted today, so I'm very excited about that. We still have the dietary aid position. The land use director position, last we spoke, we're talking about reconfiguring that position. I hadn't at that point met with all of the stakeholders. I had only met with the planning board chair. Since then, I've met with the chairs of ZBA and Conservation Commission, and building commissioner has been involved through the whole process. And thus far, everybody has been supportive of the proposal. I have now I am waiting for Labor Council to get back to me on the method by which we can revise this job description. This one might be a little bit different. I just need to touch that base first, and we'll go from there. And hopefully we can get that position posted quickly. As a reminder, we do have a temporary person who is working fully remote as our interim planner. Communications and IT manager, internal posting expired today. And then vacancies, we know we have one additional vacancy on the APDC, but we have 2 vacancies that I have not seen anybody, maybe they've gone to other boards, but I haven't seen anybody applying for. So the Board of Assessors has a vacancy because that's an elected position. It will be a joint appointment of the Select Board and Board of Assessors. And the Planning Board, which is also elected position, has a vacancy due to Glenn's joining us on the Select Board. So, so that is a joint appointment for the Select Board and Planning Board. Those 2 boards are very important, as folks know. So if folks were maybe thinking about it and didn't run but want to apply, the process now is that you would apply to be on those boards. And that concludes my manager's report. Oh, Stormwater Task Force is
Forgotten.
forgotten. No, never,
No.
never forgotten. You have 1.
Any questions?
Yeah, I do have one. The 222 West Townsend Road,
Yes.
what boards did you reach out to?
Conservation, open space, agriculture, the land trust.
Did you reach out to Parks?
I did not reach out to Parks.
Parks
think
is
it
not
was-
on the list.
Well, I think it was mentioned at their recent meeting, only because it's recreational land. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Does
I will make sure that Parks is seeing it.
I think it came up at maybe, I don't know, their last meeting, a recent meeting.
Okay.
I'll have to renotice it anyways when the new one comes
Yeah,
in, so I'll make
that's what-
sure
yeah.
to, yes, thank you. I'll make sure to send it to Parks.
Okay. Any other questions?
No questions, other than I still firmly believe that the end of the year and the start of the year shouldn't be next to each other. There should be a break in between to allow staff to close things out. And also, really happy to hear about the staff training. That's fantastic. I think it's good for all staff to be involved, you know, to have those little opportunities when their niches come up. So, great job, and thank you.
Mr. McLeod, any questions? Nope. No? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, moving on.